Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I am Alex, the Global Alex, formerly known as Wardog546. I really didn't want to make this video, but I really want to see, address what happened here, do my consensus and everything. Before I do that, I'm gonna do a brief introduction. I'm the Global Alex, formerly known as Wardog546. I go by either, you call me either or those names, I'll still respond to you. I formerly made YouTube videos, like Minecraft gaming videos, about a decade ago, and I've been on Twitch since 2009 when it was just Justin.tv. Been there since then, and then been there since when they split off the gaming section of Justin.tv into Twitch. Been there since the launch of Twitch, like Twitch, not Justin.tv, but actual Twitch. Been there since the beginning. Did a little hiatus from 2015 to 2019, give or take. Came back during COVID, and yeah, I've been pretty much paying attention, seeing what happens on Twitch while I was gone. One of the reasons for my hiatus was, I wanted to focus on school, ended up getting to work, and then the ads were annoying. Even though I could have just bought Turbo back then, but things were different back then than they were now, obviously. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and cut to the browser here. So, TwitchCon this year has been very, very, very questionable, right? Because prior to TwitchCon, you had streamers Valkyrae and Cutie Cinderella who were, who said that, hey, we didn't want to come to Twitch because of our security concerns and everything, which is valid. They do, it's valid for them to have security concerns, right? This is a video from Valkyrae from last month, actually. Let's take a look.
Just so you guys know, Cutie and I are not going to TwitchCon anymore. We did back out, but we are going to make it up for you guys because we did have an on-stage whine about it in front of a live audience set. But I think we're going to do something else where maybe we do our first ever whine about it episode live on stream together. So we'll figure something out. But I'm just really uncomfortable with the world right now. America is in a weird spot. Weird things are happening, and it's just, I don't feel safe. I'm just uncomfortable, So it's just, yeah, understandable. Yeah, I hope you're all being safe as well. It's crazy times. Like, crazy things are happening. I open up, see the news, and then I'm like, holy moly, what is happening? But
and then she just goes on to talk about that the rest of the topic. But they addressed their concerns. Twitch was like, hey, we're gonna increase security, have law enforcement on standby and everything, right? Because this was after Charlie Kirk. So they're like, hey, we're gonna fix security, address the issues and everything, right? Or so we thought. Fast forward to TwitchCon day 1. Here we have Emiru, who is one of the top 5 streamers on this platform, or Twitch. She was doing her meet and greet, like most streamers do, like especially the bigger Twitch partners, they will do meet and greets. She wants to meet her fans and everything, right? And this happened. Take a look. Whoa. Yep. In a very short 10 seconds, that's what we got there. So for those of you wondering what happened, actually, let's break down who's in this video. You have Emiru right here, her security right here, her manager is somewhere back here, Melissa, I believe was her name. And then, she's doing a meet and greet with her fan. The line's right here, her fans are right here, right? Because the line goes up this way, and then I guess goes up, then curves, or then shoots right and then back up. But you have our suspect here coming in from her left, our right. So he comes in, because usually no one's supposed to be here or back here at all, right? Unless you're a creator or a Twitch staff. That's it. Well, the creator, this is like your green room, right? Where you just do your prepare and then come out. There should be no one else back there. right? Unless you're staff or security. Anyways, comes in from her left, our right, walks up. While I'm dealing, talking with a fan here. Comes up, grabs her, goes in for, well, what we know now is a kiss, because back then, people were like, did he pull out a knife type stuff, because from this perspective, we don't know, right? And it's very scary. So he goes in, and then security guard jumps in. Emmy pushes him back, screams. Security guard comes in, pushes him back. Her manager comes, go get her, and they go back here, and this guy walks out. This is her personal security, by the way. This is not Twitch security. So that happened to Emmy, one of the biggest streamers on TwitchCon at Twitch, right? One of the biggest streamers. She should have a lot more security, right? Especially if she's your top 5. She's just not a random creator. She is one of your bigger creators. And Emmy, unfortunately, has had a lot of stalkers back, a lot of stalkers and stuff. There was a stream earlier this year with her, Senna, and Valkyrie when they were doing IRL streams, and one of Emmy's stalkers, came up to them. Originally, he showed up, then said hi and everything, right? Like a nice person, right? And later on, towards the end of that stream, for what stream that was, it was during our marathon though. He came up, right, start pushing like trash cans and things over and be like, I'm gonna kill you type thing, right? So that was earlier this year. This is towards the end of the year, so Emmy has had this on both ends of the year. So let's going back over here. You have this gentleman here. I don't know who he is. But he walks out, right? More like security should came in and be like, hey, we're gonna hold you for a bit and then we're gonna call the cops. He, unfortunately, that has to load again. He walks out, right? So rewind here for a bit. Oh, too far back. So right here is the meet and greet area, right? And then if you look very closely, I don't think I could. Can I? Play it back speed. We're gonna slow it down a lot. You see him come out right here, right? This is a check-in area for the meet and greet area. Comes out, and then pretty much just walks across without no one stopping him. He's just walking out. He's just walking out right after sexually assaulting Emmy, which in the state of California, for those of you who didn't know, I think it was Penal Code Section 234.5, I believe. One of the sections, but actually most of the sections are very consistent. It's either no more than 1 year in a county jail, but if you're in state prison, it is I believe 1 to 4 years plus $2,000 of a fine, right? That if convicted. Obviously, we have the proof here. There is another video about where this guy, literally he just walks out, right? Walks out of the building. No one's stopping him, right? He just walks out. What should have happened, right? Like I said, more security came in, detained him, held him, citizens arrest, whatever. Call the cops. Cops come in and they deal with it, right? But that's, like I said, that's not what happened. That is a major security risk. There was a streamer, right? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Streamer that walks up to the check-in station, right? Badge in. I believe I can find it real quick. Here we go. Right, cut that back. So here we go. So this is one of the streamers.
Nice to see you awake.
Wait, is everybody going to S-Fans meet?
Thank you.
She's sure that.
Recognize.
Now I don't know if partners have a higher privilege than regular attendees, but this is what happened. Right, this is the area where he walked out of, by the way. And this is the where you tap in your wristband. And by the way, this is what I mean, right? Straight lines, and then you have each creator. Anyways, continue.
Now we're gonna do this.
I don't know what she's doing.
So we're with S-Fans team.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ingrid, right?
And from what I know, this is event staff. I don't know if they're actually Twitch staff or anything. I don't know if they're like part of the convention or part of, or Twitch, brought them on type situation.
Yeah, we'll just scan in, and then we're meeting him up front.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did it work? Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just
See, Danny's really good at just.
So that's the crazy thing about this video right here. That could you literally anyone be like, hey, I'm with S-Fan, I'm with Dean So Cool, I'm with Emiru, right? And just walk in. What's the point of the wristband? The wristband is there, right? The wristband is there for you to, because you've been, checked, you got your, background check and everything. You come do the meet and greet, right? Make sure you're not crazy. It's controlled access, or should be controlled access. But from what we see, it doesn't seem very controlled access here. And then they were also doing +1s. This is Twitch's statement after what happened to Emiru. Twitch was like, safety security for all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by an individual involved in an incident yesterday involving high-profile streamer Emiru, which was completely unacceptable and upsetting. With TwitchCon protocols, law enforcement, security, event security, respond to the incident. Here's the crazy part. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. Here's what this should have said. We immediately detained this person and called law enforcement, and also he is banned from Twitch, online, and in-person events. Right? That's what they should say. Right? He's in the hands of law enforcement, basically. We're coordinating with the impacted creator stream, Emiru, for our standard protocols. We have increased security at meet and greet checkpoints, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you're RSVP for a meet and greet, please note that we're unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit safety and security of our community. So that's what they said. The most part corporate looking response, it's part of Amazon, but PR right here, right? But this part right here should say, hey, we got the guy, we arrested him, and he's in the hands of law enforcement. He is also banned from Twitch and everything. That's what they should have said. But they didn't. That's not what happened, right? And then this line, this sentence right here, kind of contradictory statements. I'll explain why later. But you have Emmy right here talking about everything. And go ahead and play at 1.75 speed so that we don't, we're not here forever. Let's take a look.
Wake the fuck up, samurai! We have a city to burn! Okay, so, first of all, you guys will have to forgive me, because I'm not meant to be doing streams like this. I'm meant to be playing fucking dress up in my room, playing video games, okay? I did not want to have to do, like, a stream like this. Like, it feels like I'm doing, like, a fucking press conference or something, but first of all, hope you guys are all feeling okay. Sorry you had to see that. You know what I'm supposed to be doing right now, actually? I'm supposed to be going over my run-up show for my TwitchCon show, which, I am still doing, by the way, because, of all the work that the production staff and the cosplayers in it put into it. It's not their fault that happened. I'm still gonna do it. But yeah, I don't even know where to fucking start. I don't know if you guys can see this. I wrote fucking notes for this because there's so much stuff that I feel like needs to be talked about, which is also why I was very aggressive in my tweet earlier today, which is, I mean, you guys know me, I am never like that. But I just feel like, in a way, it's my responsibility, you know what I mean? Because it's not just about me, like, this could have happened to anyone. Honestly, for all we know, this could have already happened to someone, a small streamer, and someone just wasn't filming it.
That's also true, because sexual assault, sexual harassment are things that are very hard to prove unless you have video evidence. Luckily, there was video evidence of this happening to Emmy. Now, like she said, it's highly possible this could happen to smaller streamers because they're smaller streamers, right? They're kind of invisible to Twitch for the most part. And if they say something, people are like, okay, you probably did something, Let's continue.
Which, okay, I'll just start this by saying shout out to the guy who filmed it and put it on Twitter, because last night after this happened, I was thinking, like, fuck, like, I have to talk about this. Like, people need to know this happened. Like, how am I gonna do that? And then someone happened to post it on Twitter. So thank fucking God I didn't have to figure that out myself. Which, okay, like I said, this is gonna be a mess because I'm not meant to be doing these kinds of streams. I don't think that Twitch would have put out an official statement if that clip wasn't posted and going viral. And even after the fact that that clip was posted and going viral, as far as I know, the other people who had meet and greets today were not reached out to ask if they wanted extra security or if they even wanted to cancel their meet and greet. Like, maybe some people were, but I know for a fact Extra Emily wasn't. My personal manager made sure that she had extra security. No one reached out to her. Don't know about everyone, but I know that for a fact. Okay, so.
Which, you know, that's also crazy because like, you know, they said we're going to increase security. Everyone who's there needs security, right? Especially after this happened on day 1. This is day 2, I believe. Yes. Day 2. Yeah, this is day 2.
Let's just start from the beginning.
My mind's fragmented, sorry.
Because I want to be able to run through everything before the show starts. The show starts in a fucking hour. Okay, my notes are a fucking mess. It looks like a schizo board. But yeah, again, thank you to the guy that put it on Twitter. Thank you to the people that talked about it. Because otherwise, I don't know if anything would have been done or would have been taken seriously. Straight up. So I'm just gonna go through, from my perspective, what happened, what I saw, the order of events. So I was doing my meet and greet, and I've seen people saying that it was an obligation given to me, like to be a featured creator and to have my show, I had to do a meet and greet, which is true. I was told that I had to do a meet and greet, but as far as I know, there's some people that canceled. Regardless, I didn't cancel. I thought it was going to be fine. So I show up at 4. I'm doing my meet and greet. This happened about 30 minutes into my meet and greet, so I was probably only like 20 to 30% done with my meet and greet. I was just taking a picture with someone else, like completely normal, nice guy. And then I see, out of the corner of my eye, there's a guy walking around the side of the meet and greet. And he crosses in front of the meet and greet of the person to the left of me, which is a VTuber. So he's able to walk up and in front of another streamer's meet and greet. And then he walks up to me, and he's like walking with a purpose, you know what I mean? And he grabs me, but I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, but in my head, I'm like, it seems like he's supposed to be here, and then he leans in like he's gonna tell me something. So in my head, I'm like, maybe it's like TwitchCon staff like coming to let me know something, because like sometimes it'll happen where you're at an event and someone will like come up to like let you know something, you know what I mean? But I'm still like freaked out because he grabbed me. That's not normal. And then he grabs my face, and he leans in, and lips puckered, tries to kiss me, and I start screaming. You can't hear it in the clip, but I'm fucking screaming my head off. And then my security, Twitch's security is like nowhere near me, nor to be found. I can see them, but they don't do anything. My security jumps up and shoves the guy away from me. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And he's allowed to walk away and leave. Yeah, so then after this point, I did not see a lot of what happened here. This is just based off what people in the line told me. My friend, Bonnie, who was there, told me, and Melissa, my manager, told me. So the woman who moved me away from the meet and greet was my personal manager. That was not Twitch staff. No one in Twitch staff came up to me to like see what was going on. My manager and Bonnie moved me to the back, and they're like hugging me and being like, do you want to finish your meet and greet, basically. And I was back there for like a minute, and I was like, you know what, like I want to finish it, because like of all these people here that, you know, they're just nice, normal people. And I go back out there, and still there's no one from Twitch there, and the poor guy that I was taking the picture with originally, he's like fucking mortified. He's like, what the fuck just happened? And again, no one from Twitch there. I say to this guy, I'm like, I'm sorry you had to see that, and he's like, no, like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Why am I having to tell the TwitchCon attendees and my fans, sorry you had to see that, and not like someone from Twitch or Twitch security? Anyway, so I didn't see this. This is just what my friend and my manager were telling me. The Twitch security like kind of like got together after that, and we're like, wait, what happened? Oh, I didn't even see what happened, haha, and just like started talking about something else. So it's like, okay, and then,
which is insane because, you know, if that happened, you go, you know, be like, hey, what happened? You know, you get your information. I know security is not cops, but at the same time, some sort of information, right? Get something instead of just standing there like statues.
That's the events of what happened, just to like line all that up. But I didn't talk at all about the aftermath of all of this at all, and I don't think anyone knows this, save for like maybe some streamers I'm friends with that came to spend time with me or that I talked to last night. Whew, okay. So I finished the meet and greet, and I was escorted back to my hotel by my one security guard. Oh, and also, by the way, I've seen clips, people bring up clips of me talking about how my previous favorite security guard was permabanned from TwitchCon, because at a previous TwitchCon 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, there was a stalker, and he held him by the arm until police got there, and because of that, he was indefinitely banned from TwitchCon, like from all of TwitchCon, not just the venue, because that was in Las Vegas.
So that is one of the things security can do, right? You could hold someone, citizen's arrest, right, until law enforcement shows up. However, I don't know if Twitch has like some liability things that you know outline that you can't do something, but it's like it doesn't involve a permanent ban, right? They could be like, hey, you can't use them next TwitchCon, but use them from the year after, right? That would be more reasonable. Just being like, hey, you're banned, don't come back, is insane, especially if you're a really good security guard, you know?
Anyway, just a side note. Okay, man, I wrote down a lot of shit here. Okay, can I just also say, what you guys are seeing here is character development. I've always been the person who never says shit. Like, I just want everyone to have fun for things to go well. Why am I the person who has to do this? So anyway, after I'm escorted back to my hotel, I let some of my friends know they come to my hotel to see me and spend time with me, like make sure I'm okay and everything. And then my manager's letting me know, she says, okay, my manager, I've contacted the police, they're gonna come talk to you about pressing charges, etc. They're trying to find the guy, they haven't found him. I'm like, what? Anyway, so at some point, one of my friends, a police officer, comes and talks to me, interviews my manager.
Right, this goes what I was saying. They should have held him, call law enforcement, and detain him. That's it. Within literally, you could do it within 1 hour of this happening. It would be, better if it was like within 5 minutes. But the fact that he basically, walked out of the bill, or I don't think the fact that he just, walked out of the building, stuff, Oh, sorry, wrong one thing. We're getting to that one in a bit.
Talks to my Twitch partner manager, who, by the way, she's so sweet. Like, she didn't do anything wrong here. All of that happens, and then I'm complaining to my friends. I'm like, the fuck do I do here, guys? Like, I have to talk about this, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, like, don't worry about that right now. And then suddenly Wake's like, wait, why is my Discord saying hope Emmy's okay? And I'm like, oh, fuck. I guess the clip got posted. Again, thank God someone was filming, because otherwise I don't think Twitch would have said anything. So after that, I start getting a lot of messages. I'm responding to people, and my manager comes back to me, and she's upset. She's like, okay, I've been talking to Twitch people, and I'm really upset because I noticed a lot of negligence around the event, and I'm not happy with the way that they're handling it now. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I asked them, like, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days. What? And then she's obviously like, hello? Like, that needs to be indefinite. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, has like nothing to do with anything. No one gives a fuck if he's banned on Twitch or not. Like, we're talking about the convention here. So they changed it to indefinite. Takes an hour for that to happen, by the way. These two people are the head of security for Amazon and the head of risk for Twitch.
So banning someone online for something that happened in real life is like two separate things. You arrest one person in real life, and then you ban them online. Not one way or the other. Well, you could arrest them, but not banning someone and then not arresting them. That's just, like I said, like I keep saying, insane the way this is handled.
Also, later the same night, I'm not gonna drop names here because I wasn't there, so I didn't see it, but I had multiple people tell me that key Twitch representatives last night were out partying. Okay. Also another detail, sorry, my lines are all crazy here. My Twitch didn't approach my manager to talk to their head of security. It took them 2 hours to approach her to talk about what happened. And by then she had already talked to police and called a lawyer on her own, my manager, Melissa. And they showed her a photo of the guy that I believe a fan took, by the way. A fan took a photo of him, not one of their security guards. They're like, oh yeah, here's his photo. We're like gonna find him. He still had his badge and his wristband and everything, the guy. So, yeah, I really feel like a lot of this process wouldn't have happened if it weren't for my manager advocating for me so hard. Which again, I'll get to that later. I'll keep going here. So they also showed my manager some security footage of the area, and the guy was able, he was waiting for there to be a gap in security, and there was. He was able to walk through the side, not through like the 2 lanes of meet and greet people who had signed up and been like background checked for my meet and greet. He was able to just walk through because there just wasn't like consistent security there. Oh my gosh. And then, so yeah, that's basically my day yesterday. And then today, this morning, I was told that Amazon flew in their global head of something to redesign the whole process and security of the con for the rest of the convention. Why wasn't there someone like that here already? Or like they didn't do that beforehand?
So one of the things that Amazon has is security. I think what she's talking about is global risk management. That's what Amazon has. They do like cybersecurity, fraud, everything. They're literally like Amazon's inside security team, basically. And they also have like actual security guards who like have military. They have those guys too, like executive. would have someone from the executive level of Amazon fly down, be like, "Hey, the fuck did you guys do?" That is a major red flag, because you fucked up if they have to fly down, because they don't fly down for much of anything. They're usually doing meetings or something, or they're usually at the headquarters or one of the headquarters. That's what they do. They don't fly out for things like this. And the whole process should have been decided on prior to the event, months prior. So the fact that this is happening now or after day one is insane. And I'm gonna keep saying the word insane. So I'll deal with it.
Like, hello? I'm sorry. So yeah, I guess they know that they fucked up really bad if they're flying in their Amazon's global head. And also, I want to make it clear so that people understand this. I am so lucky and privileged, okay? Do you know how much I spent on security to be able to come to this event in the first place? Like, but I'm not just talking about yesterday, I'm talking about my security for like my RV trip that I did with my friends and stuff. I spent over $10,000. Some people who stream on Twitch don't even make $10,000 in a year. What the fuck are they supposed to do? Like, if you watch the clip, the security guard who pushes the guy away is my security. The woman who pulls me to the back, my manager. If you're a small streamer and you don't have those resources, or someone in your line's not filming, what the fuck do you do?
Right, and that's where security at the events that steps in. Right, personal security complements the security of the event. Event security is there for everyone, not just existing. Not just existing in one spot all day long doing nothing. That's what security is. So one thing I don't know if this is like the security from the convention center or security that Twitch hired. I don't know the background, right? But the security needs to be more proactive, walking around, make sure everything's good, make sure everyone has adequate security coverage, not just hanging around in one area.
No one would have known. Like, it's actually fucking insane. Like, I'm genuinely angry. Like, I am not an angry person. Like, it's just ridiculous. And like, honestly, I genuinely think there have been other people who have been sexually assaulted, groped, like, who fucking knows, worse, at these conventions, and just nobody knows. Because like I said, they didn't post any kind of announcement, weren't letting other streamers with similar events as me, similar meet and greets know, until there was like a viral clip. And by the way, they can't even mention my name in it. Thank you guys, thank you. And okay, hold on, let me pull up what they wrote, because that was another thing that was crazy to wake up to. Alright, let me read this. The safety and security of all this TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply unsettling. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site. That's a lie. That's literally a lie. In response to the incident, we immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they're banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. Okay, like, no one cares about online. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, that's true, and per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We've increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you've RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please know that we're unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. You know why they said that? They only thought about that because of Melissa, my manager. She said, were you vetting people coming through the line? They said, oh yeah, everyone had to sign up, and they get background checks, but they're allowed to bring a +1. Well, are there +1s background checked? No!
Yeah, you background check everyone, not just the person attending. You background check everyone, because you don't know who's there for malicious intent. You don't know who's there, what they're doing, why they want to be there, right? It's better be safe than sorry. Background check everyone. That's what's supposed to be happening.
Melissa was like, okay guys, Twitch has a zero tolerance for harassment acts and inhibit the safety and security of our community. Yeah, I don't even know, like, I'm just tired, guys, like, I'm just so tired of, I've just had so many things happen, and like, stuff just happens, like, especially when you're like a creator, or like a girl creator in particular, but I just feel like I've been failed so many times, or lied to so many times. I'm always like, it's okay, we'll figure it out. You should have figured it out already. You should have fucking figured it out already. Oh my god. So yeah, that's basically, unless I'm forgetting something, a rundown of everything. But yeah, it's fucking insane.
And then, she goes on talking about everything else. But yeah, security should have been handled a lot better to prevent this, because there's been many security holes, actually. I think I'm looking for this clip right here. So this clip, if it will pause, please pause. It's not gonna pause. Okay. This clip is from the block party. So I think this is day 3, the last day of TwitchCon, and this is. So I'm not really familiar with block parties. I haven't been to TwitchCon since 2015. I've only been there since the first one. That's it. I haven't gone there ever since. But yeah, let's take a look what she had here. Oh shit! What are those? Those are knives. These are those souvenir knives that you see that they sell at gas stations and stuff. It has your name written on it and everything. These are not dull. These are kind of sharp. Like you can stab someone sharp.
Should I leave? Should I leave? This is only going to close friends.
Yeah, there's a lot of insane things. Then you got Dan Clancy with Taylor Lorenz. This comes out tomorrow or today, depending on what time this video comes out. On the Wednesday. Take a look.
Twitch streamer yesterday, Emiru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, you know, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society.
He's not wrong when he says that, because it is a societal issue, right? Because there are there's no places, right? You either go home from school or work straight to the computer. There's just nothing outside of that. There's no other spaces. So people develop this, the incel behavior, this obsession towards streamers or anyone they see online. So it is a societal issue. Let's go and continue.
I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there, okay?
So, okay, this line that he just said, also insane. Why? Because you ban someone online doesn't mean they won't show up in person. They do show up in person. And a lot of these people aren't even in their community to begin with. They're in other communities, like red pill communities and everything, or stalker communities, right? Those exist. So that guy probably was not even a viewer for all we know. He probably came in from some community that's like, hey, I dare you to go up here and try to kiss Emiru type of thing. And then, he did that. That sentence is, what I say, is out of touch with reality a little bit, because like I said, online and in person, they're two separate things, but they merge together eventually, right? Even if you ban them online, they'll still show up in person. So
it's very different, when I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me. Now, what happened yesterday obviously was something that we care deeply about, securing this environment. We're looking very closely at everything that happened there, and I care deeply about Emmy. She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as the leaders in the industry about helping creators, but that means there's always more work to be done, because that's the world we live in now.
Demi had posted earlier today that I guess this fan was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon. Why should streamers trust Twitch to keep them safe at TwitchCon? Because I feel like simultaneously this has been such a secure event, to the point that even journalists have had struggled. It is very secure, but here's this man that just walks up and is somehow able to bypass all these things. So why should they trust the platform when slip-ups or, issues like this have happened?
Well, I mean, as you know, I think you toured some of what we do in terms of security. The reality is, even as you do a lot in terms of security in today's world, there are challenges that can present themselves, especially when someone is putting themselves out there, right? And so, we try to work very closely with each creator about what they want to do and what works for them, right? So I don't want to get into any, specifics or details, but part of that is working with creators and, trying to find them. Right now, we're definitely, ramping it up to make sure creators know that we have the resources there to help them figure out what's right for them.
All right, so the full interview will be out on this Wednesday on October 22nd. I probably won't be watching this because I'll be out of away from my computer. basically, TwitchCon should be focusing on not only the creators, right? Not only creators, but people attending. It's a two-sided thing. You have creators and you have the people attending. If you don't put two of those together, but only focus on creators, then you have possibilities of a mass casualty event, you know? Because conventions are, especially in this day and age, don't know what's going on, right? And this is very scary for a lot of people, viewers or just anyone in particular, because we know what happened to previous people, especially with, you know, stalkers or anything, right? Or people who are very obsessive, right? Christina Grimmie is one of them. I believe she was doing like a meet and greet or something with her fans, and then one of them came up and killed her in person, right in front of her. There was also, even a week prior to TwitchCon and a month ago, we have streamers who are in Korea that got killed by one of her obsessive followers, and you got another one that stabbed one. I think they were in Korea and Japan respectively, which is scary. Then like this shouldn't have happened, because last TwitchCon you had things like this happening. This was TwitchCon 2024. Oh shit! I went too far ahead. Go.
We'll see ya. Okay. All right, let's not do any more of that. Thank you.
So this is also a case of sexual assault, sexual harassment. This is NMP LOL, Nick Paul and Wake Wilder. These two, this happened last year. You also had other things where these were kick streamers, by the way, who were allowed to attend a convention, which should not be a thing, by the way. I'm very confused why this is allowed, but you have this happening, and it should not be a thing where you have streamers from other streaming platforms on a Twitch event, because it's TwitchCon, not KitCon, right? And unfortunately, at Twitch, let me see if I can find a video here. Oh, here we go. Found it. On Twitch, you have, or TwitchCon this year, you have the same thing happening. Let's fade into here. This is everyone's not favorite person, Jack Doherty. And then I need to pause this. It keeps popping up. And this is Peach Jars. See what happens.
Faggots. I'm kidding, but like, my brother's gay. The fuck? I kissed two guys at once. How can I be homophobic?
Exactly.
You don't know anything. You're just a woman.
You can still be homophobic.
Oh, and what are you? Homosexual?
A reasonable human being.
How am I homophobic? I love my brother.
You did not just hear all the slurs you said?
So what was doesn't mean I'm homophobic. Just because I say faggot, I'm homophobic. Faggot. I'm homophobic.
What was reasonable?
And nothing's gonna happen to me. That's the problem. No, I'm kidding. But listen,
piece of shit.
like, you know what I mean?
So you know, this is outside of, I believe this is the convention center. This is outside the convention center, which is, you know, anything goes, basically, fortunately. Should not be here, but
She walked up and flicked you off.
Yeah, you walked up and flipped me off, bro. You have nothing to say to me. I'm not homophobic. Wait, time out. What if I wasn't homophobic? What else do you have to say to me?
Transphobic, homophobic.
That for sure. None of my family members are trans, so.
Hairline's receding. That's why the curls are on the forehead.
You wish, boy. My dad's 69 and had full head of hair. You wish. Now, I need a good comeback. I need something from you. You're full of hate. I need you to have one good, hateful comment on me. Something that makes sense. Something that's true. Because I'm not.
I think he's better looking than you.
No, because you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say.
I pulled this.
You're speechless. What is that?
She's rich now.
It's a fucking Pokemon card, dog. Like, she was saying mean things to me.
Oh, I was telling you he's homophobic.
He's like a Hispanic faggot, bro.
But it's like, that's not a big deal. My brother's gay. I can say faggot.
This is a dumb clip you're farming.
I can say faggot. I can say it. If a word offends you, you can cry about it. You really can.
So yeah, like I said, this is outside the convention center, where you just have creators from other platforms coming on to farm clips, right? Farm clips, rage bait, do all that stuff. This isn't the first instance, right? Because you also have another streamer on here, by the name of Neon, who also did the same thing inside the convention. Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. Where's the original clip? Oh, no, that one. Here it is. This is the original clip. Open. Here we go. This is Neon, and this is Emiru. Different streamer.
Hello, how you doing today? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Emiru.
Emiru.
Just call me M.
M.
Yes.
I am.
What's your name?
Neon.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's horrifying.
Real quick, Emiru. I'm doing a little after party.
Okay.
I would love for you to come.
Why?
Because you're very beautiful.
We gotta go. I love being objectified. Come on, let's go.
So, as you see up here on this corner, this is the community of Neon that he cultivated. You know,
Wait, what did I do wrong?
Wait, what happened? Look at the front.
Objectified? Wait, what the fuck did I do? Hold on. Wait.
You ain't see the front?
It's always the fat friend, bro.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
God. I just don't. How is okay, all right, I'm not trying to be weird. How is a girl gonna say you're getting objectified with your tits out? Am I tripping? Am I bugging? LPR? I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck PR. Speak from the heart.
So, like I said, this is that's pretty much the community he cultivated. And yeah, so Neon basically just wanted to have her come on to his little party or whatever. And basically just for her looks, like not for any other reason. And unfortunately, he has gotten a lot of death threats from his community. So you can see where the source comes from for the most part. You know, we get a lot of death threats and everything. And it, you know, everyone in her community and, you know, with like more than 2 brain cells is able to be like, hey, that's fucked. Right? And then everyone in Neon's community is like, oh, she's just a whore. She just doesn't care. She's useless. She's just there showing her body and everything. That's basically two different communities. One community that's just there just to have a good time, and a community that's there to harass. Basically, the same thing happened here. 2 communities, one there to harass, one there to do everything. Yeah, like this is not KitCon, this is not TikTok-con, this is TwitchCon. TwitchCon needs to rein it in and restrict who could be there. Because last year there was TwitchCon where TwitchCon last year, you know, where this happened. Kick streamers, there was one video I can't find it, where they pushed one of the attendees, you know, onto the train, right, as the train was moving, right, because there's light rail and trolley system in San Diego. After this, there should have been more security that prevented this and everything, right? But they didn't do anything. And unfortunately, we got to here. You have a lot of people who are on board with this. I don't know what count is on this one right now. 17. So, low 2. I call for a vote of no confidence for Dan Clancy, CEO of Twitch. Lack security at TwitchCon 2025. I should put 2024 as well on there. True. Like I said, I don't know if this is like from the convention center or that Twitch hired them. You know, if these were actual security, a lot of these things would have happened. So that needs a review on Twitch's side, Twitch and Amazon side. Encourage live burst stream. I don't agree with this. I'll go back to this one in a bit. Inconsistent ban and unban enforcement. This is also true. Because some people would be doing some things that are against TOS and not be banned, and others will. And the length of time of their ban is also very inconsistent, right? Someone could be banned for something for like 2 days, and another person being banned for the same thing could be banned for like a month, for example, or a week. So promotion of streamer chats. I'm assuming she's talking about Dan Clancy. I've seen. Okay, so I've been on Twitch since Justin Con and Emmett, right? So Justin would very frequent, well, not frequently, but he'll pop into chats every now and then, especially back in the day. Pop into chats, say hi and everything. He wasn't really self-promoting because he didn't stream back then, like when he originally did. So this could go either way. Bot and lurker algorithm problems. This has always been an issue with Twitch, unfortunately. They always had bot issues. They always try to fix it, but they always mess something up. It's very hard to control this because you could just change the algorithm slightly and there'll be bots again. It's very impossible unless you're somehow ahead of it. It'll always change and you always have bots. It's very hard to fix this. Like I said, it's always been an issue. Adpocalypse, right? Less ads means less payouts. This is also a thing. Creators invest way too much time and energy into the platform for it to be in the hands of somebody who lost the confidence of the very members who make Twitch special. There's also another tweet by Lotu. I'm gonna open up that tab real quick. So encourage Lifebird stream. She's talking about Fandy, which she got approval from Dan and Twitch staff, I believe. Here's Brian over here. I get most of these, and you think you missed some other horrible ones, but what's the issue with the burst stream? You can find videos that are on YouTube as educational. Educational content is a loophole they are using to justify to broadcast one of the most precious, intimate moments a family has together. A true leader would have stood up and said something to that effect. Randy was not forced to stream her birth, She asked, they approved it, and it happened, right? Completely optional, was not forced. Maybe because I'm in between like the Western and Eastern mentality here, most precious and intimate moments a family has together. It might just be me that's just a little weird. Like I can see, I can see that, but at the same time, I'm used to like seeing things like a whole village, attending a birth. But that's just because I live in between worlds. I understand the vote for no confidence. Let's see if I can find the other one. And and this person in particular, here we go. Here's a tweet I'm looking for. Also said one of the easiest ways Twitch can be improved by shifting its game focus back to gaming. Esports are no longer a weird niche and everything, blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing about Twitch. Twitch only existed because the gaming section of Justin.tv, right? Justin.tv. Twitch is literally the gaming section of Twitch.tv because it was the only part of Justin.tv that had a lot of activity in it, right? Because the equivalent of just chatting and everything wasn't as popular, wasn't as busy. So they spun off the gaming section of Twitch. It was inevitable for Twitch to allow just chatting, IRL streams, and all these other streams. It was inevitable for that to happen. For it to return to basically what Just.TV originally was. So being like, oh, you should go back to gaming. The market's changed since then. More people has access to Twitch because back then to stream, you had to have really good internet, you had to have capture cards, you had to have everything. Now it's easier than ever to stream. You stream using a phone, for example. It's been easier. It's easier to stream now than it has been 10 years ago, right? I do agree that at TwitchCon, IRL streaming should not be a thing permitted. It should just be, streamers and their fans, as well as like business opportunities, right? That's what it should be. Instead, you have everyone with full-on camera crews, or you have one person streaming like this with their phone, streaming. Like it IRL streaming, yes, has been a thing that has kicked off a lot more recently. Lots of poor behavior because unfortunately a lot of IRL streamers, both on Twitch, Kick, and TikTok, and YouTube, are mostly rage baiting. They're farming, and to do that is just harassing other people, ruining everyone's good time. Would banning IRL change things? Maybe, but going back to just gaming is not the thing that's happening, right? Because political streamers, I watch some of them. Yeah, politics is a very touchy topic. You are against like Hassan Piker because they don't feel his viewpoints or understand what's going on over there. Or like any other political streams. There was the metas, like the hot tub meta and everything. I don't agree with that. That's one thing that kicked a lot of my OG streamers off Twitch, was things like that, because it was getting out of hand. Do I think that Twitch should have handled it better? Yes. Should they revert back to gaming? It's not, unfortunately, it might kill the platform if you just focus exclusively on gaming, because you say, yeah, we're gonna do gaming. Everyone who streams anything else, like just chatting or IRL, will go to YouTube, Kick, and whatever, and then Twitch will just be at the bottom here. Because Twitch and live streaming online is not a very profitable thing. It's very hard to make money because you're using more using more bandwidth, and the ads are a little inconsistent with it. Do I think there should be more enforcement? Yes. Especially if you're a streamer that harasses other people, there should be more consistency, right? TOS exists for a reason. TOS is the rules. You set the rules, you enforce the rules. That's it. There's no spotty, like, oh, we'll give you 1 day, but we'll give this guy a week, That's just my take on it. As for TwitchCon, and we're back over here. Here's my take on TwitchCon. Here's what you need to do to improve it. 1, set up the game plan prior to the event happening, right? Increase security, or get the security team set up. Especially if they're reputable, right? No volunteers. Security is taken seriously. It's not taken lightly. You find your volunteers, or not your volunteers. You find a reputable company or group. You hire them. Like, hey, here's what we do. I want you guys to do patrols on the floor. I want you guys to be visible. I want you guys to be near these certain creators. Because of this, Emmy isn't attending any other TwitchCon, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But have security do routine patrols, be visible. If something happens, intervene. There's no, hey, you do this, you do this, I'll look away type of thing. Here's are the rules. These are what you guys need to look for, and everything. As for the outside of the convention, you also have security, but also have law enforcement outside as well, in case something happens. Right, this is a very big event that a lot of people are attending. So they have law enforcement just outside and make sure everything's in control. Because on the outside, it's public street at that point. Inside, private. Outside, public. So whatever happens outside can come inside, right? Like, streamers who farm content, right? You're like, hey, what are you here for? Like, oh, we're just here streaming. Are you? And you ask them, like, are you part of the convention? And they say no. You ask them to leave. That's it. That's what you do. You don't do this. Oh yeah, you can stay here. Don't harass anyone. Because this line here is Twitch has zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community. The outside is also part of the convention. That needs to be enforced as well. Like I said, there are so many things that need to be changed. Do I think Dan Clancy needs to be replaced? I don't know what's going on in the background of the planning stages. I don't know Dan Clancy as well as I, come to know Justin and Emmett in terms of how they ran Twitch. Like, yes, a lot of the issues that has happened under Dan Clancy. A lot of major issues. Because Justin ran a tight ship, Emmett ran a tight ship. Is there room for improvement? Yes. Do they need to do it immediately? I think so. Because it's getting the trust back from your community, especially for people who attended TwitchCon. You need to get those back. So you need to do like equal enforcement of policies, rules, TOS, plan security better at TwitchCon. Have backup plans, right? Dude, if they hired me as security, right? All right, we're switching back to my camera here. If they even hired me to do security, I would be planning for things like, is there going to be earthquake? Is there going to be mass cat? Is there going to be stabbing? Is there going to be shooting? Right? All these events. Is there going to be a tornado that comes through the convention? I will, these are things that need to be a factor, right? Because let's say if something happened, like a shooting happened at TwitchCon, what's going to happen? We're going to have a mass casualty event. I don't like, from the sound of it, security is not going to do anything, and law enforcement department is not going to be enough of them outside. So you have to balance it around, have the portable cameras, right? Portable cameras right here. Have 2 cameras that come this way, or 3. This way, I'm facing this way. So you're seeing both sides of the booths, and just put that all the way down for every meet and greet area or any booth, right? So you have adequate, security camera footage. You have walking patrols, right? You secure this area back here because apparently people will go in and out of here anyways. You have more strict security. You got cameras everywhere. This is an event. This is not a public event, right? You're here for a reason. You cover all your bases. You do everything, right? Cameras are a great thing because if someone pulls up a knife, this view wouldn't be able to see that, but that camera does. Especially if it works. Don't put the dummy cameras on. You put the real cameras in. All right. It's gonna be a lot of footage, but it's footage that's necessary for the safety and security of creators and everyone and fans alike. Right, you do that. You have walking patrols. You have a reputable security company. You also have event staff that know what's going on instead of being very passive. Because from what I've seen and heard, TwitchCon staff and security has been very passive. So that needs to be fixed as well. But yeah, that's just my take on it. Take it as you wish. If they're gonna have more TwitchCons, you're gonna need a lot more proactive security, proactive planning. Don't be reactive, be proactive. That's just me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been an hour. Holy crap. Might have to edit this. But yeah, I'll see y'all eventually.